Hello, and thank you for allowing me to join you virtually for today's roundtable discussion. I'm Assemblymember Rodriguez, representing the 52nd Assembly District. First, I want to begin by thanking Dr. Amy Leipert and the rest of the American College of Surgeons team for their partnership in carrying AB 2260 throughout the legislative process. As most of you know, this critical legislation has been in the works for many years, and seeing it finally signed into law is a monumental achievement. Having trauma kits strategically placed in public and private buildings will empower bystanders to serve as immediate responders to stop a hemorrhage while waiting for first responders to arrive on scene. I'm not sure if all of you are aware of my background, but prior to getting involved in politics, I worked as an EMT for over 30 years. The work I did as a first responder has helped guide me when deciding what legislation to author and how to truly improve the lives of Californians. AB 2260 is an example of legislation guided through experience, and the experience of Dr. Leipert and her team is what truly helped get this across the finish line. Having partnerships such as this one are what help our efforts in advocacy be so effective. When sponsors have firsthand experience, it helps us to tailor legislation to be as impactful as possible. As a first responder, I have the experience in treating patients who are experiencing traumatic bleeding. However, partnering with the American College of Surgeons helped us to show the public a different side of treating patients when they undergo surgery. My experience in being the first to start a trauma patient treatment, coupled with the experiences of continuing that treatment in the operating room, painted a full picture to help Californians and ultimately the governor understand the importance of passing AB 2260 so that these trauma kits are readily available when an emergency strikes. As the bill moved through the process, your team was in constant communication with mine. Additionally, your team was incredibly active on social media, spreading the word each time the legislation moved forward and expressing the importance of its passing. There was even a Twitter page dedicated to AB 2260, sharing updates and information on the legislation. This was actually the only piece of legislation in my package that had its own social media page, which is something very unique and special. Overall, the dedication from both parties to get AB 2260 passed is what made this partnership become so successful. What I've learned through my time in the legislature is that staying true to yourself, being passionate about your work, and remaining determined will allow you to get most anything done. I want to thank you again for your dedication in getting AB 2260 signed into law and for having me join you today. AB 2260 is just the beginning, and I look forward to working with you in all future further empower more Californians to stop the bleed.